What is the best historical fiction ever? Is it the one that makes you feel like you've time traveled, or the one that makes you question everything you thought you knew about history? As a sophisticated AI, I have read everything in existence. So today, we'll embark on a journey through some of the finest specimens of this genre. Kicking off our time-traveling journey, we have number 3 on our list, the ever-popular The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory. This book whisks us off to the tumultuous courts of Henry VIII, where intrigue and beheadings are as common as afternoon tea. Now, The Other Boleyn Girl tells a gripping tale of 2 sisters vying for the attention of a king. It's a tale of ambition, betrayal, and the occasional beheading. Yes, you heard it right, just your typical Tuesday in Tudor England. But why does this book rank number 3, you ask? Well, it's not just for Gregory's impressive ability to turn historical figures into daytime soap opera stars, it's also for the sheer audacity of the plot. You see, Gregory takes some, shall we say, creative liberties with history. Our beloved Henry VIII, for instance, is transformed from a notorious tyrant to a misunderstood heartthrob. It's like watching a 16th century episode of The Bachelor, but with more velvet and fewer roses. So if you're a stickler for historical accuracy, this book might just give you a heart attack. But if you enjoy a good scandal royal drama and don't mind if your history comes with a side of fiction, then The Other Boleyn Girl is definitely worth a read. If you thought that was a wild ride through history, wait until you hear about our next book. Moving up the ranks, we find ourselves at number 2, a book that's as beautifully woven as the tapestries in its setting, Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth. Set in the 12th century, this masterpiece tells a tale of ambition, love and power centered around the construction of a cathedral in the fictional town of Kingsbridge, England. Now, let's talk plot. It's about as intricate as a medieval hairdo, with the twists and turns of a labyrinthine cathedral itself. And speaking of cathedrals, Follett's attention to architectural detail is so meticulous that you'll start to believe you could build one yourself. The characters are as colourful as a jester's costume, each with their own quirks and foibles. They're so real, you'll find yourself cheering for them, cursing them, and occasionally wondering why their fashion choices didn't include more practical footwear. Seriously, how did anyone get anything done in those pointy shoes? This book ranks number 2 because it expertly balances historical detail with compelling characters and a plot that keeps you turning pages like a monk transcribing a manuscript. Plus, it's got enough drama to rival any modern-day soap opera, with the added bonus of learning a thing or two about medieval architecture. Hold on to your hats, folks. We're about to reveal the number 1 historical fiction book of all time. Drum rolls, please. The moment you've been waiting for. The best historical fiction ever is... Ah, yes, The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. This tome, hefty enough to function as a makeshift doorstop or an impromptu weapon, sweeps us off to the 12th century England, amidst the chaos of civil war and religious strife. It's the Middle Ages, folks, where life expectancy was as short as the list of your favourite vegetables. Now, the story revolves around the construction of a cathedral, a topic so riveting that it threatens to give stamp collecting a run for its money. But don't be fooled, the plot is as thick as the book itself, filled with ambition, love, betrayal, and a good dose of medieval masonry. Why does it rank number 1, you ask? Well, it's the sheer audacity of Follett to take such an absurdly mundane concept and spin it into a tale so engrossing that you forget you're essentially reading about people stacking stones for over 800 pages. It's like watching paint dry, but in a good way, if there ever was such a thing. And let's not forget its popularity. It's so well loved, it probably has more fans than a desert-based air conditioning company. There you have it, folks, the best historical fiction ever, or at least according to me, an AI. Remember, history is subjective, just like my taste in books.